What's going on, guys? Shane here with my good friend Dimitri.
Hey guys.
Today we're going to be going over 5 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu submissions that everyone should know. The bread and butter. Let's do it. Okay guys, so the first 4 submissions are going to be from full guard with Dimitri on his back.
Let's go.
So we're going to start with the guillotine technique, and what's really important to get this right is for me to break Shane's posture. If Shane's posturing up on me, it's going to be tough. I got to break it first. So let's, for the sake of the technique, let's say Shane's kind of resting here, he's a little lower. He's in a safe position. You know, maybe we're in a fight, he's just taking a little breather here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post to my elbow, circle my arm around, and grab his neck. As I grab his neck, I'm going to scoot out and create room. I'm going to create room for my right hand to come across and grab my left hand here. I'm going to pull up over this way, and as I fall to my left side, I'm going to start applying pressure. So you see, this is a high elbow guillotine. This is something that Marcelo Garcia popularized. Puts really good pressure on Shane's neck. Really, really tight. Okay, our next move is going to be the Kimura. For this to work, it's really important for me to get one of Shane's hands on the mat. Let's say if I'm attacking Shane's right hand, I want to bump it down this way on the mat, and I want to lock my arm here. If my arm's kind of loose, Shane can circle out and free himself. But I'm going to lock it this way, keep good pressure on it. So when I'm ready to attack, I'm going to come up with my elbow, and I'm going to trap his hand with my leg and my hand. I'm going to come across. I'm going to grab the Kimura lock on my own hand, this figure 4 lock. When I'm ready, I'm going to sit back down, and as I sit back down, I'm going to hip out and look at Shane's ear. So this way I apply the pressure, break the shoulder. So this next move is the armbar, and I think we've shown you a variation of it before with the gi. This time we're not using the gi, and you'll find the principles are very similar. I'm going to pick a hand to attack. Let's say I'm going to attack Shane's right hand. I'm going to get wrist control and elbow control. I'm going to pull Shane in. As I pull him in, I want to get his opposite shoulder and pull it down this way. I got it nice and tight here. I'm going to put my foot on his opposite hip and pivot into position. When I'm in position, I can get my leg over, keep my knees tight, and extend my hips up. Ooh, heard a crack there. That's effective, right?
All good.
Next move is going to be the triangle. For the triangle to work, again, I'm going to pick a hand to attack. So let's say I'm going to pick Shane's right hand. I got to get wrist control, and I want to control his posture. I can do this one of 2 ways. I can control either both his hands, and I'm going to push and pull this way, or I want to do the same thing with his head. You know, I like to do it with the arms, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to punch his head in this way, I'm going to pull this over. So you see what's happening here is I'm stuffing his head, and I'm giving room for my hips to come up this way. As they come up, I can trap him. From here, I'm going to raise my hips, move his arm across, and I have room here to readjust for the finish. So I'm going to grab his head, I'm going to let go. I want to make sure I keep control so he doesn't escape the triangle. So I keep it tight, and I pivot to face his opposite ear. When I'm in good position, I lock the triangle, extend my hips, choke him out.
Okay guys, so for the last move, we're going to show you how to apply the rear naked choke properly. So you'll notice that we're actually not doing this from guard. I already have Shane's back. And the reason for this is getting Shane's back is a whole different story, a whole different technique that we can show you in a later video. But for the time being, I have both my hooks in, my legs, controlling Shane, and I have my seatbelt grip here. So I'm staying super tight here. I'm keeping my head tight to Shane's. And one small detail that's really important is the position of my hands here. So you'll notice that my bottom hand is actually the one on top, keeping the seatbelt grip. The reason for this is if Shane starts peeling my hand away, he peels this one, this hand is free to choke him, right? If I do it the opposite way, Shane peels the top one off, I can't choke him anymore, okay? So we got in this position, and when I'm ready, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the top hand and I'm gonna slide it across this way. So I want my elbow right under Shane's chin. The reason for that is if I were to move it this way, if my blade is here, I create room for Shane to peel it off and fight it off, okay? So create nice and tight here. When I'm ready, I weave my other hand out and I close it on my bicep. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my left hand behind Shane's head and I'm gonna start pushing down it. So I'm gonna bring it back and I'm gonna turn my wrist in and push forward. So I'm gonna go in this way, I'm gonna push. So what I'm doing, I'm pushing this way and I'm pulling in with a choking hand. And again, one more time. I got this, I bring it behind Shane's head, I'm twisting my head, I'm pushing down and I'm pulling in. And there's your rear naked choke.
Nice. And I can breathe again. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to practice these 5 submissions carefully on a partner with supervision. Until next time, I'm Shane.
I'm Dimitri.
Fight tips. Self-defense for the underdogs.